Hey y'all, I'm here today with my good friend Brandon McDonald of Nashville Money Guys and also Urban Dwell Homes. And we're at one of his new builds in Bellevue, Tennessee. This is an amazing design, an amazing execution of this. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about why an A-frame and why Bellevue.
So Bellevue, because we got lucky and we found a lot that was discounted here. So we do marketing all across the Nashville area. So we'll kind of take good deals as they come. So why Bellevue? Not that we don't love Bellevue, but this was because we got a great deal on this piece of dirt.
Okay.
And then why an A-frame? So design for me is something that I get to do rarely because when you start doing more volume, for some reason, like aspects of the part of real estate that you love, you end up maybe having to delegate out to other people, which I hate. But these were kind of the last two that I've been able to design. And I've always wanted to build a kind of modern A-frame. And so because of the site, because, we've got this kind of wooded view in the back and in the front, I felt like this big wall of windows in the front was going to just be epic and beautiful. And that's why we created modern A-frames here in Bellevue.
Amazing. So Brandon has been renovating and building since 2006.
Yep.
So before Nashville wasn't its city, you were kind of ahead of the curve on that, which is amazing. And for me, when I think A-frame, obviously we both have Airbnbs and we know that A-frames are a huge draw for vacation getaways. So what you've done here and in walking around and looking around at this beautiful space is you've taken what historically has been kind of an impractical full-time living design and you've made it into a family home that works for all applications. So that's probably my favorite thing about being here in this space is not only the light, but also you can work from home here and still feel like you're at a getaway.
And you were the first one to point that out, that A-frames do tend to be like slightly impractical, but that's why they feel so magic when you're not living them full time. They feel so fun. So we tried to we tried to think through that and say, all right, what are the things that make A-frames awkward that we need to eliminate in order to make it a full-time like family house? So having walls that actually go up on the outside where the A-frame doesn't go all the way down, that's a big one. And then just creating more actual square footage, so it's not a really small square footage space, makes a big difference. So typically our builds are between 1,500 and 2,000 square feet, and these are 3,000 square feet. So a whole lot bigger, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, I can't remember offhand, but much larger than we normally build. But because of the volume of the A-frame and the way we wanted to manage the look from the outside, it just dictated, and the slope of the lot, it dictated that we had a full basement, and then to have the main level, basically the site constraints created this, basically created the outside shell that ended up being gigantic.
Which is amazing though. And so not only do you have unobstructed forest views behind us, you have beautiful views out of the front windows. So while you're standing at the kitchen sink, you can look out, maybe catch a bobcat, I hear.
That's right.
One of the great things about this location, we're off of Sawyer Brown Road. You're 10 minutes to downtown, 15 in heavy traffic. You're really close to I-40. You're a mile from One Bellevue, which has great shopping and dining. And this is a really just growing corridor of West Nashville. Super family friendly on this side of town. Not to mention, it probably has more hills in this side of Nashville than anywhere else. It's a very hilly terrain.
Which feels like it creates some solitude. So like in general, what you're getting is it feels like even though you have neighbors, you're kind of getting away from them because of the hills.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's so beautiful. You did a great job with it.
Thank you very much.
Loving it. So a couple of the design things that really stand out to me are your use of the fireplace and the mantle area. Tell me about the finishes you selected for that and why you selected them.
Yeah. So we wanted the fireplace to look like its own individual furniture piece. So we just framed out the interior and then we used these large porcelain tile panels to go over it in this unit. And then in the other unit, it's smaller tile, but both kind of accomplish the same look, which is a standalone piece that people can kind of accessorize however they want. Like if they want, Christmas stockings hung by the fireplace, they can still put that in and change the overall vibe, but it really creates a super focal piece inside of this room.
I love it. And I love that more people are using the porcelain panels. They come in a variety of sizes. You can get really large porcelain panels. I love the application of them in showers.
Showers, exactly.
And yes, that's a beautiful thing. And it's a really fast installation. They're heavy pieces, but it's a beautiful, pretty quick installation, and it's a showstopper. So,
and it helps with waterproofing as well, because you don't have a bunch of grout lines in between. So you literally are popping in one panel as the water is hitting. It's just going straight down to the bottom.
I love that. Another thing I want to talk to you about are your appliance selections. So you went with the professional grade of Frigidaire. So you've got a 36-inch, is it dual fuel range?
It's an electric oven and then actual gas range on top.
So dual fuel for that. And you've got a complete chef's kitchen here. You have a 12-foot island with a really beautiful granite top that I thought was quartzite.
Right. It kind of does look like that, but it is a granite, and it's not a base level granite. It's one of the higher end ones, but we still get the durability of granite, the ability to seal it, the ability to put a poultice on it. And I think we save some money over going with like a high end quartz. That's a similar look.
Yeah. Quartz and quartzite are so popular right now because everyone is still wanting that lighter finish. But when you have a granite like this, it accomplishes that same look. It's more affordable. It's way more durable, especially super kid-friendly, renter-friendly, all of that. So I love that selection. So the loft space that you have upstairs and the stair railing that you built up to it, how is that constructed and who fabricated that?
Okay, so the loft was actually a secondary thought. So actually, when we built the entire structure, we were like, man, we have all this space above this kitchen. What if we went ahead and built a loft space over this? So literally we stopped construction and then had the engineer come in to make sure that we could actually do it correctly. It killed us on timeline. Like we probably lost 6 weeks by messing with it. The staircase to go up is literally just made out of Home Depot pine lumber. So it's non-treated. And then we had our trim guy who did all the trim in here basically fabricate it up. And I did a little 3D CAD drawing and sent it over to him and said, here's what we want this to look like. And then he measured it out to make sure that the steps all worked. And it's a ladder, but it's a little bit more durable. Like it's not exactly like a vertical.
It has notching in it. So